Welcome to day 2 of the 100k High Roller event at the India Poker Championship from Big Daddy Casino here in Goa. My name is Richard Haridasom and I'll take you through the end moments of this tournament. Currently we're looking at the feature table with some very notable figures.
30.
In your frame we can see Sri Harsha on the right, Gunjan Mal in the brown sweatshirt. The other players at this table, Zarban Tamboli, Sahil Mehbubani, Rag Fernandez, a chip leader who came in with the most amount of chips, as you can see, coming into this table with almost 30% of the chips in play. The blinds at the moment, 15, 30,000 with a 30,000 big blind ante.
Sonu. All, sir.
Deuces in the muck there.
29.
Rag looking down at pocket fives.
Raise.
Puts in a small raise there.
70.
Makes it 70,000 to play. And we've got confirmation, 29 players left in this event. And we have all in from the hijack. Sahil goes all in with king queen off.
Will you all in? All, sir.
A sizable chip stack. He's got about 12, 13 blinds. And Rag has an option to put Sahil at risk with his pocket fives.
100.
We had a total of 210 entries, smashing the guarantees. Over 2 crores in prize pool for this event. And everyone vying for that top prize for over 50 lakhs for the first place. Rag contemplating this call. Of course, he has chips.
Call. On your backs.
And he makes the call. We're going to a flip here. Pocket fives versus the king queen. The king queen of Sahil at risk. No help for Sahil. He needs a 10, a king or a queen. He now has some additional outs. And he is eliminated. A jack or an ace also would have helped him because the board would have paired the two pairs. That didn't happen. And Rag adds some more chips. Now moving over the 3 million mark. Sahil Mehbubani, our first bust out at this feature table. We see another table. Anmol Srivats, he was very active yesterday on the feature table. Vivek Rugani here. Ash Grover on the other table. On the back we see Sahil, Rajat, Akash. All of them are very excellent players. Siddharth Singhvi on the first table. So it's a star-studded affair here. All the professionals and experienced players are in this pool. Of course, it's a high roller event. It's a big bind event. It will definitely attract the best players in the community to join in.
Sonu. Raise. 60,000. Fold.
Gunjan Mal looking down at his cards. Has had a fantastic last year. Zarban Tamboli, again, a notable experienced player. He's been very active as well, making a lot of huge scores.
4.
Just had his birthday, celebrated his birthday on 13 January. Top guy and a great poker player. And Shriyasha will get a walk with the King Jack of Spades. He did have a playable hand. He made it raise and got all folds. Known at this table really short. Nadeem Basha, of course, the shortest stack with 16 big blinds. Not the best place to be in, but at the same time, he is still has some chips. A few more hands and rounds. He can wait for a double up.
Hold 60,000 to go, sir. Hold 60,000.
Today, of course, is also going to be day one for the main event, which is going to be a biggie. 3.5 crores guaranteed for this 50,000 rupee buy-in tournament.
Hold 60.
We also see in the background Scarlett Rose. She's been around, helping us out with the presentation, playing a little poker. The main event will start at about 6 o'clock.
Call.
We might try to do a feature table post
Heads out.
we wrap up the high roller. Shriyasha checks his option. And Rock Fernandez will stay active.
45,000 bet.
Put in some money with his gut shot. There you see another player joining us. Sahil Mehbubani, the player to depart at this table. His seat will now be taken.
Where's the clock? Where's the clock? I can't see.
Raise. 160.
Shriyasha comes along. He's got ace high. Shriyasha actually makes a 3-bet, 160,000. A very gutsy move there by Shriyasha. Not believing Rock Fernandez has anything here. Rag will find it difficult. It's a large bet. And Rag has to decide whether he wants to play a big pot with Shriyasha. His range definitely raising, coming into this hand from the under the gun position. He's repping very good value.
Raise. 375.
Rag is come here to play, puts it in a 3-bet, goes right over the top, plays back at Sriharsha with 375,000. Putting Sriharsha to the test. Some incredible poker playing by both of these experienced poker players.
Hold.
And Shriyasha lays it down. Rock Fernandez is here to play. He is dominating this chip. the chip lead with 36% of the chips, 3.3 million. Shriyasha second in chips, still maintaining that second position with 1.6 million. Right behind Gunjan Mall, Zarvan, Apurva, and our short stack at the table. Nadeem Basha, that's that's the short stack at the table. I'm also getting word on the prize pool. We have a prize pool of 2.03 crores. Total entries.
Sonny. Hold.
Total entries we've had is 210.
Hold, Sonny.
The first places get close to 51 lakhs. That's a great turnout. 150 players is what we require to crush the guarantee. We've gone over 200, 210 to be exact.
Hold.
So I'm sure everyone will be happy for the value they're getting for their buy-ins. And it's culminating to a great final table. We're down to the last 29, 28 players. So we should have the final table shortly. We will do the stream for about 2 hours. We've also taken account of your requests. We will be running contests and giving away real cash prizes for all our viewers, and we will have some fun and engage you with various contests and give you an opportunity to win some goodies, some cash, some tickets maybe, and we will have all of that happening in the stream later on in the day. And I hope you join in again and watch us during the stream. Obviously, we will be accompanied by Aditya Vatrani, Peter. We might have Vatsal in the booth with us. He's always come around and done commentary. He did his debut last September with us in the commentary booth. So it'll be fun to have him around. So stay tuned with us for the contest, like I said. And I'll just take you through the prize pool. First place is 51.61 lakhs. Second place, 35.21 lakhs. Third, 20.87 lakhs. Fourth, 12.7. Fifth, 9.10. Sixth, 8.12. Seventh, eighth get close to 6 lakhs. And the ninth place gets 5.18 lakhs. So a lot to play for, a lot more play left in this game. As we speak, we are having a big hand develop here. Gaurav Sood is looking down at ace-3 on the big blind. He is the new player at the table. The flop is 4-5-4, and he does have an inside straight draw. Requires the deuce to make a straight. And Gaurav Sood with that gut shot goes over the top. We're seeing a lot of 3-betting already on this feature table. Everyone is not giving up easily. They are trying and fighting for pots, which is a great sign. Some very good poker being played, aggressive poker. Also, this comes into effect only due to the formats, which have been a lot better. The stack sizes are comfortable, like you see. There's a lot of play, there's a lot of maneuverability, which is why we're seeing so much action. People are fighting for pots. They have enough chips to, go for such aggressive moves. There you see the trophies. Of course, center one is for the main event winner, the flagship tournament of the India Poker Championship. It's a 50k buy-in. We start with day 1 today. There's going to be 2 flights, day 1A and day 1B. We might have a day 1C as well. I'm waiting confirmation on that.
Main reason.
Check your turn, sir.
Sorry, I don't want to just ऐसे नाम क्या उससे कुछ कर लिया.
Hold. Sonny. 60.
Apurva Goyal making a min raise from the cutoff. King Jack off.
Bro, 800. 800.
You've seen Shriyar Shah open up and not afraid to put in chips.
Call. Heads
He
up.
will defend his queen deuce suited
Strike,
from the
strike,
big blind. And boy, that
Check
is
to
not
you.
a good flop for you, Shriyar
Can't do
Shah.
anything about the clock, yeah?
Check.
Can't do anything about
Apurva Goyal already got the check mark because he cannot lose this hand. His hand only gets better. Now improving to a full house on
Check.
the turn.
Oh,
Dude, I haven't. Do you want me to put it in 20s? My stack is
Poor Goyal has to
2.3.
check his cards just to make sure if he
want me to, like,
really has the full house that he does.
Screen. Cool, cool. You took down some tournament in the series.
And quick call by Sriharsha. He didn't have anything to play with
Bazi
in
won?
this hand.
ऐसा बस
Oh, you won it. Thank you. Oh, the online thing, right?
लगा दिया आपके लिए सामने
The FTO.
लैपटॉप
What was up top though?
आप आवाज करो
Small,
सेठ
big. It's on you. 30 to call. Call 30,000. It's on you. Sir.
We had a really fun stream last night. A lot of action happening. It was a star-studded table. Anita Hassanandani, Kunal Kemu, Raj Kundra. A lot of great players
Raise.
in the names
75.
of Anmol Srivat, Yuvraj Chaudhary. There was Vivek Rugani as well at the table. And we had an amazing couple of hands between Anita, Anmol, Kunal. A lot of action. You should go and check out that stream. We had a lot of fun commentating. Sriharsha again has a chance to tangle and do the tango with Rag Fernandez. King Queen off is Rag's hand from the cutoff, makes it 2.5x. Sriharsha is now in the small blind. He has a decent hand, he comes along.
75,000 to call. Sir.
Nadeem Basha looking at a6 offsuit. He's got about 420, which is like 15 blinds. A little less than 15
Call.
blinds. He'll be tempted to call. Of course, he gets a discount. He's been on the big blind.
Three-way.
He comes in and we go to the flop
First
three-way.
check. Check to you. Check, it's on you.
Great
Check
flop
back.
for Rag Fernandez. Clips the king. Interesting to see if he'll go out for a bet. I think he should ideally be betting. The small and big blind are in the hand. The board sort of connects with their ranges. You don't want a spade to come off or a straight card to come off and ruin the action you can get. So he goes ahead. Of course, we know that both players have weak hands. Of course, Nadeem Basha is bottom
Bet
pair.
80,000.
He might be tempted to continue. Short stack Nadeem has, which is the only deterrent really for him to continue in this hand. Nadeem Basha makes the right fold, lays down his a6, and Rag now at 3.5 million. Really pushing the players at this table, acting like the chip leader that he is, acting like the captain of the table is what I was trying to say. Rag Fernandez 30% of the chips. Gunjan Mal is second in chips, although there's a difference of 2 million chips
Small big.
between the two. And not much to separate the table. Of course, Nadeem Basha needs some help. He's got 375 left to play. 20k, 40k now. So he's got a little under 12 blinds.
Oh, it's on you. 40,000 to call, sir. 40,000.
Another playable hand for Rag. Definitely going to come in. He's checking how many chips the blinds have. That is something that factors in a lot during tournaments. So those of you who are not experienced playing tournaments, that is something to learn.
90.
90.
और just put some more chips.
90 is on you.
Not bad.
Factor in how much the
Yes,
big and
90.
small blind have
90,000.
because
90.
you don't
90.
want
90,000 is.
to make a raise with a weak hand and then get jammed on.
Make it more.
Rag chooses to go with 90k.
It's on you.
Coming in with a raise, Gunjan Mal in the big blind, A6 offsuit. He is meditating, trying to figure out what the right play is. I hope he knows it's his turn. Yeah, after that short nap, Gunjan Mal is ready to play. Makes the call.
Heads up. Prospect.
Gunjan, of course, is a fantastic player. He's been having great results of late. Has been playing for a long time,
Checks on you.
taking poker more seriously now. Has been playing for quite some time now.
Check.
Both players check.
It's on you.
And Gunjan Mal takes the lead. A nice clip. Ace on the turn. Still going in the tank, still meditating.
Check to you.
Not giving anything away. Gunjan, of course, is experienced. He's not going to give away any reads to
40,000.
Rag. And Gunjan
In bet 40,000.
checks to him. Rag takes the bait, bets out 35,000. Gunjan's going to take his time. 40,000 is the bet. There was some problem with the graphics. Taking his time, Gunjan here. I like the fact that he's taking his time.
Call.
Very comfortable playing this tournament.
It's on you. Check bet.
Rag now will be forced to win this hand by virtue of bluffing. The board did not help his hand at all. Rag has been taking the spots, not afraid to fight for the pots. Here we see him cutting chips again. That's quite a sizable bet that he's cutting out.
350,000. 315.
He almost bets pot. That's a overbet there by Rock Fernandez, putting max pressure on Gunjan. Let's see if Gunjan manages to make this call. It's not the easiest of calls. Might look on the face of it that it's quite a straightforward call, but the 8 brings in quite a few draws. $315,000 chips. Rag betting pot.
Call.
And Gunjan puts in a chip, making a call. And he sees the good news. That's a great call by Gunjan. Took his time, figured it out, and made a very good decision. Now that chip, that pot puts his chip stack just under 2 million mark.
Small, big. $40,000 to also first act. Hold, Sony, 40,000. $40.
Rag taking a rest after playing quite a few hands back to back. A big bluff gone wrong for
On
him
you.
last hand. Still has got a lot of chips to play with.
Raise 80,000.
Shreyasha coming in with a raise from the cutoff with King Jack offsuit. Nadeem Basha has found a real hand. He might want to put it all in, look for a
Put it
double
all
up.
in.
There we go.
I think less than 400.
Zerwan should get out of the way.
Less than
Call on your backs.
And Sri Harsha makes the call with King Jack off. Needs a king to take the
Bulldog.
lead. Knock out Nadeem Basha. He's the player at risk. And the dealer slow rolling a little bit. No help for Sri Harsha. He now requires a king and a king, or a queen, sorry.
Sector.
Does not get either. Nadeem Basha will double up, move up to 810,000 chips. Sri Harsha down to 1.1 million now. Losing a
355.
bit
55.
of real estate from his chip stack. There we see Rag Fernandez now back to 3 million. Still got a sizable lead from the table. Gunjan Mal taking chips off Rag, moving up to
Small big.
1.9 million. Nadeem Basha now with a decent stack, 20 big blinds, 810,000 to his name.
On you. 40.
In case you're joining us just now, this is the feature table of the IPC 100K High Roller event.
80.
We are playing for a total prize pool of 2.03 crores and an
80,000,
up-top
sir.
price of 51 lakhs 61,000. Two pocket pairs there, Rag and Sri Harsha. Sri Harsha this time will make the fold. Rag obviously has raised it from under the gun. Nadeem Basha looking out at another playable hand. Just added some chips to his chip stack.
Pulse on you.
Will he want to put it to use? He makes a fold, giving respect to Rag's raise from the early position. We will also be running some contests during the final table stream of the High Roller, bringing you some goodies, some prizes, some real cash bonus,
Pulse on.
making it worth your while, having some fun, engaging with all the viewers joining us for the streams. Apurv Goyal, the last man in the hand, and Rag will take the walk, adding 100,000 chips to his name.
Oh.
Apurv and Nadeem both at 20 big blinds. Sri Harsha 1.1. Not too much difference between Zarvan, Gaurav
Small
and
big.
Sri Harsha. They all have 25 big blinds ish. While
40,000 to call, sir. 40.
Rag and Gunjan are sailing through this table comfortably. Not to forget, there's a lot of play left in this event. Anything can happen, and this one is anyone's game.
Raise 80,000.
Like I mentioned earlier, the format is
Paul,
not
sorry,
as
80,000
quick
to call.
as the other tournaments. It's a slightly deep structure.
Call.
The blind levels are longer. There's a lot
Call.
of play
On you.
involved. The overall stack depths are quite comfortable for the players. They can take their time, play their game, which is why we have seen already some very aggressive 3-bet, 4-bet pots.
Small big.
We will be streaming for another hour or
Sorry.
so. We will do maybe a 2-hour stream right now and then join you back for the final table with the last 9 players. Nadeem Basha, the shortest stack at the table, looks down at
40.
ace-10 offsuit.
10 10. 40. Yeah. Nice try. Nice try.
80.
Coming in with the raise from UTG +1. The 20 big blind stack is
Sonny.
sometimes a little awkward when you're playing hands from early position. And Rag will definitely want to put pressure on this shorter stack. He has done that previously, choosing to call this time since he's in the small blind, giving respect to Nadeem Basha. He does have 20 big blinds. That's 1/3 of Rag's stack over there. And the big blind comes along as well. And we go to this flop 3-way.
3-way. First act.
Gaurav Sood, the third player in the pot. Jack 8 offsuit is what he's holding.
Check to you. Check, Sonny.
No one likes this flop. Nadeem Basha still in the lead with the ace-10 offsuit. It's
Check,
checked
all
around
check.
to him. And he
Sonny
checks as
check.
well, bringing in a 9 on the turn. Still anyone's game, still open for a bet. Anyone putting in a bet might just get it through because no one has it. Rag taking the opportunity here. Will put out a feeler bet of 55,000 into this 280,000 chip pot,
Call, Sonny.
and he might just get it through. And Nadeem Basha says, no sir, not this
Call.
time. Comes along for the river, which is another 9.
Sonny.
Nadeem Basha gets the check mark with the ace-10 offsuit. We know he has the best hand. Let's see what Nadeem does. The
Check
action,
to
of
you.
course, is on Rag. He makes a check.
Check, show.
King eye.
Nadeem should go for showdown. He does make a
Yes.
check back. And he will pick up this pot with the ace high. Nicely played by Nadeem Basha. He made a great call on the turn. The 9 on the river slowed down Rag Fernandez. Did check the river. And Nadeem going for a check with a very showdownable hand. Nadeem now moving over the 1 million mark. Apurv Goyal now the short stack at the table. Rag Fernandez still comfortably in the
Small
lead
big.
with 2.9 million chips.
$40,000 to call first act. Fold, Sonny. 40,000. For Sonny, 40,000. 40.
Apurv Goyal will do some talking with
Raise.
the ace X hand that he has,
20,000.
ace 7. Good enough, makes a raise. The shortest stack on the table is Apurva. He does want to get involved in hands, try to increase the chips he's
Sorry.
holding. Shreyas Shah looks at King X, might want to defend this.
Sure, heads up.
in
check,
case
check,
you're
wait.
wondering why he's defending odd hand
Check
like
to you.
that, is a hand like King
Check.
3 does have some showdown
Sorry.
value, does have some equity, and if you keep folding, then you'll
Check.
end up folding a large part of your range, which will make you exploitable. And the button and the
Son, you.
late position players will easily exploit you. Apurv Goyal does get the check mark. None of the players have made a bet. Sriharsha giving it a thought, looking down at chips, and he puts out 100,000 chip bet
Fold.
and gets a nice fold there. Sriharsha taking it down. The board also became kind of scary by the end of it. One card straight there. Only a 9 to make it straight. His
Small
bet
big.
also sort of indicating value, trying to tell Apurv that he's got a 9. Got him convinced, then Apurv folded the
Sorry.
best hand. And look who's getting funky. Gunjan Mal looking down at the 10-6 from
Yes.
UTG.
Son, you. 80,000 to golf. Fold. Fold, sir. 80, sir.
Kunjan Mal getting
Fold,
folds
sorry,
throughout the
go.
table. Only the small and big blind to contend now. Sriharsha looks down at King 9 offsuit.
Fold.
Lets it go, giving respect to Gunjan Mal, who's been folding quite a bit. Nadeem Basha, of course, gets a discount. He's on the big blind. Only 40k more to call. You might be tempted to see a flop. Jack 9, not the worst hand. It's
Heads up.
one of the better hands you can
Prospect.
find on the big blind.
Check.
Although this flop does not connect with either players, it's a better flop for Gunjan because he's the pre-flop raiser from early position. He will have a lot of aces in his range. Gunjan should be almost always betting here, repping that ace.
Bet 50,000.
Makes a smallish bet, 50k into 220. Nadeem Basha, of course, does not have much to do with the 9-10, with the Jack 9. Sorry, will give up easily. So we are down to the last 27 players, and the money bubble will be at the 25th position. So 25th player will go home with nothing. That is where the bubble ends, and 24th onwards we will be in the money.
Small big.
So we will definitely bring you the bubble. That is going to be an exciting time. We will be
Sonny
covering
first
that
edge.
position, covering that segment for you. And only 3 away from the money. The bubble always makes it interesting to watch. Obviously, players have been playing for quite some time. They will want to book some profits, and 24th place is where the money starts. Everyone will be at least hoping to make it within the 24th position, so that they take home some cash for their efforts. We will see the play slow down. People will be playing slightly coy. making sure they do not make any big mistakes on the money bubble. It's hard to win tournaments, and once you get so
40,000
deep,
to go.
it's important that you make it to the money. Not a easy job this, making money playing tournament poker. So when you make it deep into the tournament, you should be cognizant of the fact that making the money is equally important, especially in big tournaments like this one. So we will also be watching the players on the feature table, seeing if they're making moves slightly differently. I think this is also one of the reasons Gunjan Mal made that open from 10-6, from the UTG, sorry, with 10-6 of spades. He definitely is experienced enough to know that the players will be playing slightly tighter because the money bubble is in effect. He's trying to exploit the bubble in all probability. There we
20.
see him making an aggressive bet again, this time from the bottom, making a slightly larger bet than usual, putting pressure on the blinds, Apoorv and Zarvan Tamboli. I'm not sure if Zarvan is in the small blind. That should mean Apoorv has cards, which he doesn't. So I'm a little confused. If you know what's happening, you let me know. So I think the only explanation I could give is Apoorv folded out of turn and Zarvan is still to act. We haven't seen Zarvan play a hand for quite some
Sure.
time. He will defend this.
Heads up.
Queen 8 offsuit.
Strike bet,
He
sir.
clips top pair. Nothing in it for Gunjan. Of course, he is the pre-flop aggressor. It would be interesting to see if he continues on this flop. Zarvan should be checking here almost always. And Gunjan continues to take those naps, helping him. He's been doing well, accumulating chips. I haven't seen him lose a pot lately.
50.
Gunjan does continue.
50,000 to call.
Again, sticking to the small sizing that he's been doing on flops. This also means that the smaller your flop bets, the larger amount of bluffs you can do, if that makes sense. So what it essentially means is you're making your bets cheaper, which means you can bluff a lot more since you're investing less money. If that makes sense to you, then
Raise.
you, sir, know poker.
130.
Zarvan not wasting any time, playing it back. Having some trouble with the chip counts. I think it's 150,000 raise that Zarvan's made with his two pair. He has Queen 8 on a flop of 3-8-3. This should be an easy exit for Gunjan. Of course, we know he has 5-7 of clubs, only 7 high at the moment. Some backdoors, of course, but Zarvan raise clearly indicates he's got something. Question is whether Gunjan believes Zarvan. Taking his time, Gunjan Mal. Considering all the possibilities, of course, there's a chance Zarvan could be doing this with nothing. Gunjan thinks better of it, folds to play another hand. So Zarvan comes back after a hiatus, takes down the first part that he's played. So we see Rag still the most aggressive player on this feature table. 29% is the pre-flop raise frequency. He's been using his chip stack, using the chip lead that he's
Small big.
got for himself really well, helping him accumulate more chips.
First extra.
Of course, the more chips you have, the better chances you have to win, and we are looking at a top prize of 51 lakhs. So Rag is got his priorities right, let's just say that. And as we speak about his chip lead, he does pick up a nice hand on the UTG seat. Ace Jack offsuit, he'll definitely come in here. The raise. That's 85,000. The black chips
Oh, Sony 85,000.
worth 25,000 each, and the grey ones are 5,000 each.
85.
Only playing two colors at the moment.
Bubble time?
Nadeem Basha
Folds on you.
looking down at ace 3 clubs, makes a fold again.
Fold. Fold. Sorry.
Apurv Goyal looking down at king deuce from the big blind. We've seen that the table has been defending king x from the big blind. And Apurv Goyal is no exception. He takes the discount, 45,000 to play, and he's in it
Heads up.
to win it.
Check back.
Not the best flop for the UTG seat. Let's see if Apurv Goyal also thinks the same.
Check.
He should be having some plans for later streets. Rag Fernandez should be checking this flop. Of course, I don't know anything. Rag is the chip leader. He's been very aggressive. He chooses to make a bet of 75,000. That's one way to play. And there you go. Adding some more chips.
Bubble time नहीं चल रहा है, hand for hand. हाँ बोलता हूँ.
Going back to the 3 million mark, Rag Fernandez.
उधर जाके देखो कि
Apurv
कौन
Goyal,
short
they're
है,
losing the
क्या है.
minimum. He is down to 600,000. He's very close to the danger zone. There you see 15 big blinds for Apurva. Rag Fernandez 30% of the chips. Gunjan Mal right behind him. Although a million short of his chip stack, 20% with 2 million. Zar and Shriyasha very close to each other.
छोड़ेंगे नहीं. starting start 58 कितना हो गया 120 वही भी एक अस्सी का है ना थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा
Some discussion between Sood and Shriyasha.
ये सब फिर भी बच्चियाँ तो होनी चाहिए थोड़े बहुत इतना अच्छा स्ट्रक्चर नहीं है यार वो देखा टर्बो वो उनकी बात है हाँ लोग तो अच्छे
In the background we see Anmol Shrivats, who was very active yesterday on the future table.
पता हमारे एक बंदा
Always ready for banter, always ready to exchange ideas on the table.
Sony. 40,000. 40. Oh, Sony 40,000. Hold. Sony 40,000. Hold, sir.
Gunjan Mal looking down at the playable hand. Of course, we know his tradition is to take naps before making a raise and winning pots.
Raise
Comes in there
80,000.
with a 80,000 raise.
Balls on you.
And I'm getting word from the production team. We are in the money. We're down to 24 players
Balls,
now.
sir.
The money bubble has busted. Everyone playing at the moment will be cashing in for a little over a lakh. I will confirm the exact amount shortly. Mark Fernandez
Fold.
does not have good thoughts there with the four deuce. Chooses to fold eventually. Good Jamal getting some chips.
Deal बोला.
23rd.
There you see on the screen, the 24th place gets $1,88,000. It's almost twice the money he's invested, which is great. First place payouts. Payouts are on your screen.
Small big.
Ninth place gets a little over 5 lakhs. That's where we will come back with the stream as well.
Fold.
Final table stream,
Easy.
Sorry,
the
sir.
top 9. And we
40.
will
It's on you.
join you for the culmination of this tournament right up to the winner, taking home 51.6 lakhs. That's a lot of zeros and a lot of cookies you can buy.
80,000 raise.
Gunjan Mal stays active. Ace 7 of clubs from the hijack, good enough. Zarvan picks up a good hand. Pocket jacks. Pocket jacks, like I said, Sarvan Tamboli. And looks like I made a boo-boo. The bubble is still in play. We are going to hand for hand. Like we saw in the last frame, the tournament director is now going to make sure that we play hand for hand. And in fact, we are down to 25 players. So the bubble is still in play. We will get a chance to cover that.
Raise.
And as we speak, Sarvan Tamboli.
55. 2,55,000.
255,000, a big 3-bet by Sarvan Tamboli's jacks.
Hold. It's on you. Hold, sir.
Sorry for the disturbance. We are having some commotion close to the commentary booth. We'll try to resolve this as soon as possible. Gunjan Mal looking at a chip count and also looking at the board. He's aware that the bubble is in effect. He could play it either ways. One way is that he could fold, not middle with a stack like Zarvan's, which is almost half of his chip stack, a little more than half in fact. And one way is to play back, put Zarvan to the test, because once the Gunjan goes all in, it's going to be a very tough call for Zarvan. And obviously we're aware that the money bubble is in play. So Sarvan wouldn't like to be in that predicament. Gunjan's just trying to figure out if he wants to do one of the two options that he's considering right now in his head. We will also see that the players will be shuffling around trying to get us a read on which table is still active, who's getting busted out. Nobody will want to risk their own chip stack at this moment. Everyone looking at the 1.88 payday. First things first, let's get in the money is what the majority of the consensus will be.
Heads up.
And Gunjan does option 3.
Check bet.
Gunjan makes the call. I'm not sure if I entirely love the call. He does not have a hand that plays well
Check
post
you.
flop. Not loving it even if he clips an ace. Of course, Gunjan has the experience to negotiate, playing a hand like a7 post flop as well, which is why he's chosen to make the call. The flop, however, is making one of these players do backflips in their head, and it's not Gunjan Mal, I'll tell you that. No nonsense there. Zarwan is going to put
Yeah,
in
one
money.
bit. Lot.
That's that should not be the bet he's making because we do not have 1,000 chips in play. So I'm going to wait for the graphic to correct itself. It's 190,000 chips. Gunjan was an unbeliever pre-flop. Let's see if he turns into one and makes the fold or continues to play this hand. Yes, looks like we have an unbeliever in the house. Gunjan Mal not believing. At the same time, obviously, he's looking for that ace.
Sonim check bet.
That card not the best one for either players. Let's see who uses it to their advantage. We have a one card straight here, a flush possibility. So
1.2.
that will slow down the action. With all probability is going to be the reason why Gunjan saves some money. Because even if the river brings an ace or a 7 for Gunjan, he's not going to be liking this board. Considering Zarwan is bet and Gunjan is called, both players will be wary of
Check to you.
how to continue and will be opting for the low variance passive style of play.
Check.
And there you see both players check, not loving the 10 of diamonds on the turn.
Sonim.
The river is a brick sort of a card. The 4 of clubs does not do much to the board. Gunjan Mal taking that nap, well-deserved nap. Making sure he does the right thing. He will be aware that it's going to be very difficult for him to win a showdown. Only a 7 pair. Already close to $1 million in the pot. So there's no lack of motivation to fight for this one.
Check to you.
Gunjan gives up and Zarwan will show the set and Gunjan will be happy. I think he lost the minimum. 10 of diamonds, not the best card, but did save him a lot of money. Zarwan now collecting a nice pot. And with the end of that hand, the dealer is the tournament director, sorry, has indicated the dealers to deal one
Bad
more
toss.
hand.
Bad toss.
Since we are hand for hand, the other two tables were waiting for this one to
Yes.
finish.
7 would have been nuts.
40.
Currently down to 3 tables, 25 players left in this 100k IPC High Roller feature table and, sorry, the tournament in fact. The feature table obviously has 8 players. 24 players will be making the money. Lakh 88,000 for their efforts in this tournament. 25th place, however, will be our bubble boy or girl who will be walking home with nothing in this tournament. Zarvan, after winning that big hand, stays active, puts in a bet, raising it up to 85,000 with the pocket fours in the hijack seat. Like I mentioned before, the bubble will
Fold, sir.
change the way the players will approach the game. All of them will have taking the money on their bucket list at the moment. Apurv Goyal bringing up the rear in the feature table, 585,000
Right.
chips, 14th BB still,
Right.
and Rod Fernandez still the chip leader. He's not been active for some time, but he's been up near the 3 million mark for some time. He also was the chip leader coming into day 2.
Next stand will be in the big blind and it'll widen up your ranges. I see. थोड़ा सा like it considers this thing.
Cash करने के बाद.
The full form of future.
Gunjan Mal will be folded automatically. Another thing a lot of players do once you accumulated chips, sort of move away from the table during the bubble,
Mostly पता ही
take a washroom break because you don't want to do something stupid while being one away from the money.
some sports are like very weird.
It's alright to miss a hand or two. Zarvan walking around, getting a feel of the chip stacks on the other table. Small blind, Sri Harsha finds aces. Mind you, not the best time to find this hand unless the big blind wakes up with a big one too.
900.
Would be sad if Sri Harsha makes a raise and gets a fold. That's the worst feeling, getting a walk with aces. That is devastating.
तो मैं क्या
Okay, cool. Got it.
Sri Harsha getting tricky, makes the call, and Nadeem will definitely check his
Okay, sir.
option with the 10-3 offsuit. Not loving his hand, but happy to see a free flop.
Strike. First strike.
And Sri Harsha crushes the board. Top set for him with the pocket aces. Ace King 9 is the board. Nadeem Basha not connecting well with the board at all.
वो question था आपके दिमाग में मतलब अगर आप jam कर रहे हो you know ये
Sri Harsha makes a bet and gets a fold. We are still 25 players at this IPC 100,000 high roller event.
when I 3-bet you if you think I'm giving it light and that river पे तो मुश्किल था मतलब fold करना मुश्किल
We
डालने वाला था
will
तो
also be bringing you the final table of this event
नहीं करता था
as soon as we get down to the final 9.
yeah tough था but
And
पीछे था
we will be running some contests and giving away prizes in the form
Exactly.
of tickets or real cash bonus. We're still trying to figure out the prices, but obviously we will most definitely be running a contest. You can come and join the stream of the final table and have a chance to win some fun goodies and some real cash indeed.
you can do all your randomness here and I'll keep holding
Also, just to remind you, we will be playing the main event 6 p.m. onwards, the 3.5 crore guaranteed event. It's a 50,000 rupee buy-in. along with
80,000.
the first place prize. The first place winner will also get a chance to not get a chance, but will win a 20 lakh rupee sponsorship from Spartan for playing live throughout the year. That's a sweet sponsorship deal by the organizers to the winner of the tournament, along with which he will also win a Luminor Panerai watch, which is a MS Dhoni limited edition watch,
Go.
which costs close to 7-8 lakhs, which is a lot of money. Come to think about it, it's more than what we paid out for the kickoff yesterday. So the main event is going to be a large event. It's going to be a smasher, a lot to play for, a lot up for grabs, and it's definitely going to be a fun tournament to watch as well. Gaurav Sood with the open ender, and the action is on him. Gunjan Mal again meddling with the action. He has picked up ace-4 of Sood on the big blinds. They decide to take a flop, and Gaurav Sood will bet it out.
120. 1,20,000 deposit.
Gunjan Mal has ace high, some backdoor diamonds, and the will to win this tournament. Let's see if he wants to win this hand. Gunjan Mal has not been afraid to put in chips in the middle. And we've also seen him taking those naps. I don't mind as long as it helps him. We have seen him play very composed and very decisive. Whatever works for you, Gunjan. He's cutting out some chips. He's going to put out a raise.
300.
Looks like that's 300,000. Gaurav Sood looking down at an open ender with Jack 10 of hearts. Is looking down at also a raise, another additional 180,000 for him to call. I don't think he would be able to fold this. He is getting close to 3.5 to 1. Already invested 120,000, sorry, in this hand. We've seen Gunjan make aggressive moves throughout the feature table. I quite like how he's been playing. Putting max pressure on his opponents. Not giving up easy on pots. And it's that kind of heart and aggression that wins tournaments in most cases.
Fold.
And Gaurav Sood folds there. Did have a lot of equity with the open ender. He decided to fold the hand.
Right. Okay.
Not a bad fold, I think, considering his chip stack.
All in on situation, all in on call का situation हो तो पत्ते फुल मत दे.
And obviously we have to consider the money bubble.
What's time, bro?
That is a big factor for all the decision making that will happen at the table at the moment. Still 800,000 chip stack for God of Sood, who we saw folding the Jack 10 in the last hand. Zarwan maintaining second place and Rock Fernandez still a chip
अभी
leader
नहीं,
at
next time.
this IPC 100,000 High Roller event. And this is the feature table. We are 25 players now left in the field. We began with 210 players, and the 24th place will be the first place in money, and 1.88 lakhs up for grabs. All you have to do is survive one more player, 25 players at the moment, and we will make the money with the last 24 players. We are playing hand for hand. We see Dexter behind us on the blue blazer. Dexter Machado, our tournament director, doing a great job throughout, flying in all the way from Philippines to help us out conduct the tournament. He was also our tournament director in the September edition.
There's 80,000.
He keeps them honest. He keeps them playing along with the rules and regulations of the game, keeping it clean, making sure everyone is following all the rules of the game, playing a fair game, and making sure that all is in order. Nadeem Basha finds a hand after some time from the button. King Jack offsuit. Zarwan will give up his 10-8 from the big blind. Or maybe not. He's still holding on to the hand. I thought he already folded. He is considering a call, 10-8 offsuit.
Call.
Comes along with a call, 40 more thousand to play. 10-8 does not flop well. So Nadeem Basha picks up the king pair, 2 pairs now to his name. King Jack offsuit is the hand he's holding.
Check to you. Check.
Both players check. We see a
It's on
queen
you.
on the turn, sorry.
Check to you.
Nadeem Basha has now got the check mark next to his name, which indicates that he cannot lose this hand unless Zarwan decides to bluff him off, of course. Nadeem Basha finally makes a bet of 80,000 and Zarwan quickly gets away.
Oh, yes. 25.50. You want it? Sorry.
Six, 5 of spades. Sri Harsha is looking down at from the hijack.
Call. It's on you.
Gunjan Mal, the most active player at this table during the last couple of rounds. He's looking down at 5 deuce and he does not seem to be having good thoughts. Not been afraid to take the aggression to the players in this table. Gunjan Mal has been very active. And not surprising,
Raise 40,000.
Gunjan Mal coming in with a 3-bet.
200, sir.
200,000 is
Fold.
the raise. Yarsha will make the fold and Gunjan Mal will pick up another pot. Making sure he uses this time where the bubble is in play to his advantage. He is closing the gap between Drag and him. Now with 2 million chips again, Rag Fernandez has dipped slightly, just below the 3 million mark now. And we are still watching the 100k feature table. 25 players left. The 24th player will get 1,88,000, and we are hand for hand at this moment, making sure that everyone is playing their hands together. We are not playing in different paces, making sure that the players are not playing slow to make the money. And Dexter Machado, our tournament director, is over there making sure the hand for hand is in play. We will be playing down to the winner tonight, who will take 51.6 lakhs for his efforts.
Sorry. 50,000
Dealer
calls, sir.
change has been made while you were looking
Fold.
at my face.
50,000 to call. Fold, sir,
Eight-handed
50.
at this table. The shortest stack is Nadeem Basha, a little under $1 million. Poof Goyal also a short stack. Gunjan Mal has been the most active player. I would like to see the stat where we were looking at the pre-flop raise and pre-flop aggression. I'm sure it's skewed in Gunjan's favor now. Rag has not been active in the last couple of
50,000.
orbits. Not to mention he's still the chip leader at this table, 2.9 million chips with Rag Fernandez.
150.
He was also
150.
the chip leader coming into day 2. So he's been pacing his game quite well. He's been accelerating and decelerating in the right manner, of course, by virtue of his chip stack.
Fold, sir.
Zarwan Tamboli makes a button raise, and Rag Fernandez, our chip leader who we were just talking about, has woken up with the same hand as Zarwan. But we've seen Drag make some aggressive moves. So will this be? This will not be a chance. I think Drag is also playing snug during the bubble time. I think that's the only reason, because Ace-5 is a decent defend from the big blind, and Drag has been taking those spots to be calling or 3-betting. For sure, it must have been the bubble, which Rag is considering using a more passive strategy to make the money first and then play aggressive again.
Fold.
Sir, patas.
And the man who has been crushing and pushing around this table again, waking up with
Raise,
5 high
raise.
and making a raise, asking this table if they want to
Oh, sorry, 100 to
play poker.
Fold, sir. 1 lakh to call.
Gunjan Mal giving a perfect example or display of how you should play the bubble time, and he is
Fold.
steamrolling this table, picking up chips left, right and center. God of suit does have a hand to defend here. Ace-9 offsuit from the big blind, definitely a good enough hand to defend.
Call.
He does not have the biggest chip stack, which might come into play. He might release this, sort of fold this to live another day, play another hand, make another in the money. Gaurav Sood looking at the other table, making sure if there's an elimination, he wants to know about it.
Once we're down to 24 players, we're going to have a redraw. Redraw final 3
Finally.
tables, 2 tables, and final table of 9.
The tournament director is conducting this game again. Instructing the players.
All in.
Gaurav Sood goes all in. That's a gutsy move there. Gunjarmal definitely will not be calling here.
I don't think so.
No, like they won't open the cards till like
Gunjarmal paused
Two
it
people
a
are all
little
in.
bit.
Two
Will
people-
be
two
definitely
people are all in
making a
there.
fold. He's got 5 high.
like all in and a call.
Gaurav Sood picking up on Gunjan this time. Making the right decision. Although I don't completely agree with the all-in, but it definitely has worked out for him, and he has added 125,000 to his chip stack.
Alright guys, we got an all-in call situation here at table 28.
And there's an all-in on table 38. We're trying to see the action right from
Ace 10,
the table.
Oh, that means छोटा stack होगा obviously.
Ace 10 needs to double up to
Just in behind.
stay right. Flop 10, 8, 5. Third card's an ace. The river card. It's 6 of diamonds. Ace 10 double up.
Rugani till take.
Looks a bit, it seems like the money bubble hasn't busted yet. The player at risk has won.
किसने लगाया?
Yes, that's what the
Ah,
tournament
wait,
director
wait,
said.
wait.
Deal one hand, which means we're still down to 25 players.
Queen किसी पास था?
The player at risk did not end up losing, which means we will continue
I'm random.
to hunt for the bubble boy.
Come on, Rugani.
And all the 25 players hoping to make it to
Right it.
24 so that they can book a profit.
आखिरी chip तक.
1,88,000 for the 24th place onwards. So just a matter of outlasting one last person
Oh, किसने
so
भी?
that you can not only get your money back but a little extra pocket money,
Rugani?
little change, 88,000 rupees,
Raise 1 lakh.
and you can play the rest of the tournament peacefully.
Huh?
It was extremely funny because I was looking at the final the all-in table, and the only thing I really noticed was Vivek Rugani
Excuse me.
literally frustrated with the fact that the bust out didn't happen, and his expression sort of gave it away that we are not getting in the money. Rock Fernandez with the button and pocket fives. He has slowed down a
100.
bit. We'll be calling this with the pocket fives. Gaurav Sood again picking up an ace. This time a suited one in the small blind. It'll be interesting to see if this time he's going to go all in or fold. He does fold here. Does not want to play a multi-way hand with the ace, especially out of position. Shreya needs to put in 50,000 more to see a flop, and he does that with the 5-3 of diamonds.
3-way. Check bad.
And the case 5,
Check to you, sir.
the last 5 of the deck, shows up on the flop, and Rock Fernandez has flopped bottom set. Shreya also flops bottom pair. will not be too happy or thrilled about it. Gunjan Mal
Check,
taking a
not-
nap, making a check. And the happiest man on this table is Rak Fernandez with bottom set. Of course, we know he's not going to get any action for his pocket fires, but he will be betting it out,
1,25,000
putting out,
also.
I think, 125,000. That's right, 125,000 to play. Gunjan Mal will look down at his ace-4 offsuit. Should be making an easy fold. Yeah, as we suspected, the game has slowed down quite a bit. No one is willing to give up the 24th place money. 1,88,000 up for grabs for outlasting one player. Rak Fernandez inching up to the 3 million mark again, 3.1 million at the moment. Gunjan Mal slipping down a bit, down to 1.8 million in third place. Apurv Goyal and Gaurav Sood, the shortest stacks. Apurv needs some help. He's sub 10 BB stack now. Nadeem, Sriharsha and Gaurav all with 18 and 19 big line stacks respectively.
230 behind.
And the dealer waiting for the other tables to finish before he can deal another hand. Waiting for the go-ahead, Dexter nods and the dealer is dealing the cards at the feature table.
50 to go, sir. 50,000. Raise 100.
Gunjan Mal continuing with the aggression, putting pressure on this feature table. Zarvan Tambori probably not putting his cards the right way on the RFID. We are unable to pick up what cards Zarvan is holding. We will try to see if we can get a read of his face, which of course is impossible. But we will dwell in our mediocrity. That's what we can do since we cannot see the cards. But for sure, Gunjan is trying to
325.
put max pressure on this table. Zarvan is sick and tired of it. From the looks of it, he makes a 3-bet to 325,000 chips. We don't know what Zarvan is holding. He is a solid player.
4, sir.
He hasn't done anything out of line so far at this feature table. Rak Fernandez gets out of the way. We know for a fact Gunjan doesn't have a real hand, so there should not be any more action. At this, Sriharsha gets away with 9s. The bubble is real, and we've seen the players folding some big hands, trying to make the pay jump.
Folded a good hand. Still marginal, I think.
Zarvan picking up that pot with a mystery hand. I think the commotion suggests that there is a all-in hand.
For him to stay alive.
Lugani is queen. Is queen.
King, 4, 5, third card.
There we go. We finally get the table.
The river card. And then 5, ace, queen, double up. Tournament dealers, please deal one hand only.
And no bueno. Still down to 25 players. The bubble has not bust. 25 players still playing this tournament. Another all-in, another save. The players still in, 25 of them. One will go empty-handed, and we're still fishing for that bubble boy.
It won't be like halfway.
And finding our final 24 who will make the money in this IPC 100,000 High Roller tournament. There has been a couple of instances where there have been all-ins, but the player at risk has doubled up. Some close calls there. There you have it, the featured table chip counts. Apurv Goyal still the shortest stack with 9 big blinds.
उधर कौन शॉट है?
Alright, sir, please clear.
$50,000 to go, 50. Sonia?
You are still watching the 100,000 IPC High Roller feature table, where we are down to 25 players and 24 players will be in the money. We're looking for that bubble boy. All the players being extra cautious. It's important to be making the money when you're playing such big tournaments, because
Fold. Sonia, 25
the honest truth is it's hard to make money in tournaments, and when you get deep, you should try to win the maximum, but at the same time ensure you are winning something.
Check. Check where first
We
check.
go to a flop. Gunjan and Zarwan Tamboli, the blind versus blind.
Check to you.
It's checked to Zarwan Tamboli, who will put out a bet,
55 bet.
a small 55,000 chip bet. Gunjan Mal checking his hand.
Fold.
Still nothing. Makes the fold.
लफ नहीं था यार, बहुत मोटा ही था मेरे को। हाँ। अभी देख लेना।
Leader waiting for his
पूछ लेना।
tournament director to give him a sign to deal the hand. There you go. We are still hand for hand, which means that all the three tables will be dealt a hand simultaneously. And till we finish all the hands at the three tables, the other tables will have to wait, so that no table gets undue advantage of playing slow or fast. This will continue till we are down to 24 players and we are in the money.
नहीं भाई टिकी नहीं थी।
Raj Fernandez finding a hand under the gun. 105,000 to play with the ace queen
Fold on you.
offsuit. Gunjan Mal looking down at a good hand himself. Ace 10 on the button.
105.
He could go either ways. Low variance is to fold. Gunjan hasn't been doing much low variance things,
Sorry.
but he realized he's up against the chip leader and he decides to let that
तड़पाना नहीं है
strong hand go.
अपना ऑनलाइन दोस्त है तू
For a second, I thought Gunjan's forgotten there's a fold button there in poker. He finally found it. Full Goyal now looking down at 9-5 suit. Had some funky thoughts, but eventually decided to make a good fold.
कहाँ से फील करेगा मैं उसके साथ हूँ, कुछ भी क्लब तेरे को बुला रहा है
As you can see, Nadeem Basha and Rak Fernandez, the most showdowns of this table. Gaurav Sood and Apoorv have not gone to any showdowns. Gaurav Sood has won some uncontested pots for sure, which I remember.
What on good now?
And Gunjan Mal 22% right in the middle of that pack because he's made a lot of bluffs and one uncontested.
Bagai. Run out.
50 to go.
Mean boy, this Gunjan. Taking the chips from these good people. Nadeem Basha, the action.
Will all in?
He chooses to go all in. I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do, Nadeem. Queen 10 of diamonds in the hijack. Taking a big risk considering he's got a shorter stack at the table. And Rak Fernandez will definitely make a god. He's got the best non-paired hand, ace king of clubs. We will be seeing an all-in hand at the feature table. Nadeem Basha will not be very happy. I did not like his all-in to begin with. Queen 10 definitely a decent hand, but we are at the bubble. There's a lot at risk. And even at this table, Apoorv Goyal has got almost less than half of his chips. Nadeem Basha has suddenly gotten to be the player at risk. And he's got no one but himself to blame for it.
एक 80 कुछ पैसे नहीं होते काफी पैसे
Before we reveal the cards of this player and the hand plays out, we will wait for the other tables to finish hands.
Dude, those are his chips as well,
Just in
right?
case there's another all-in,
Those?
in which case
those are
we will
exactly. So you have to choose between the
play out
both. What do you
hand
want?
and
You want the money or you want the
yes,
personal?
there are two eliminations. The stack with the lesser chips will be
And
the first
then,
one to
yeah,
go,
take
and
the
the
money
one
and
with the
then
higher chips,
Spin it up.
more chips is what I mean, will be rewarded to 24th place.
Ace 10 against Ace King.
Yes, so it's not Queen 10, it's Ace 10. Still not the best hand to go all in with at the money bubble. King on the flop. There is a chance of backdoor diamonds for Nadeem Basha.
Or a sweat.
Third card.
GG.
Deuce, no help.
Card.
And that's it. Rak Fernandez gets a check mark, is the winner. And Nadeem Basha, unfortunately, is our bubble boy.
Well done, boys.
There are so many well-wishers out there for you, bro. Everybody is rooting.
Rak Fernandez has been patient for quite some time, has been coy coming into this money bubble. And does wake up with a hand at the same time. Nadeem Basha goes all in for his last 800,000 chips. And congratulations to the final
So wait, he can still
24
make the money if...
who
how does he make the
have
money?
locked in a price of 1,88,000. Apoorv Goyal gets some free money. He had only 35,000 chips, less than half of what Nadeem Basha had.
All in the money.
And
Boys.
like the tournament director just said, everyone is in the money.
Once again, guys, we're going to redraw the final 3 tables. Final 2 and final table of 9.
We will be going for a redraw, which means all the players will be drawing cards. So the tables will be shuffled.
925.
And the last 3 tables of 8 players each will be played out.
Cheers, man. Where's the boss?
Right down to the
Tell the
winner.
boss he can't make fun of me.
The top prize, of course, is 51 lakhs 61,000 and 900 rupees. That's half a crore
How do you guys
rupees
know each other, by the way?
for first place. The table dealer is drawing cards so that
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
we
How did
can,
that business go, though?
I think they're drawing cards for dealer.
Okay. I'm doing running pretty good for sure, yeah.
And it's not just picking up the hand. I think you play those hands really well.
Right, exactly.
Small ball, nice. You get the
Yep. Made a couple mistakes,
There you
but
see the
as long as your
festivities
pros outweigh your mistakes,
at
you're going
the
to do
India
well.
Poker
So,
Championship. There's already some tables in play.
dude, I want to put a lot of pressure on the
tables
middling
left
stacks.
at
Like
this
those 30 BB stacks. No?
IPC
Now I'm going to start
100,000
putting tons
High
of
Roller
pressure,
event.
letting them- Right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, what I have seen is you're playing
Tournament director ensuring everything
Yeah.
is in order,
I
and
think it's a
we
good strategy, bro.
do
More or less.
have
I think that's a pretty decent
confirmation on the
strategy, small
25th
ball.
place
You're not
bust out.
risking too much, right? And
Alright, guys, please welcome to our chips.
Yes, there is going to be a redraw on this table.
Chief, could you chip me up, please?
High rollers again.
Knock it first.
This is not a break, guys.
There is going to be redraw on this
Once you
table.
have your SIM card, you have to make
the
your
bl-
vote. We're using table 29, 30 and 31. 29 is the TV table. Once again. Alright guys, please rock your chips. Once you have your SIM card, make your vote. 29 is the TV table and we're using 21 and 30.
There we see the players are getting the chip trays so that they can accumulate the chips and move to the respective tables. We will be joining back to the action shortly. We will be taking a break and all the players will be taking a break themselves, and we will catch you back with the telecast shortly. See you on the other side.